One thing was apparent yesterday. The Philadelphia Eagles came to play a football game while the San Francisco 49ers came for a war. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys get in there. So the Philadelphia Eagles fall to 10-2 on the year after getting demolished, getting crushed, getting double moonwalked in the ass by the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the Eagles, a team that was a number one seed going into that game, is still exactly a number one seed. So the Eagles are still in first place. Everything's still in front of them, but we got to talk about the craziness that happened yesterday. Now, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing I got to say with this game, okay? First and foremost, I am not, and we are not Cowboy fans. We are not 49er fans. We are not an excuse maker. We took a beating yesterday. The 49ers came in. They did what they said they were going to do all offseason. DEVONTA talked all that kind of crap, all that nonsense, all offseason, and backed it up. I can't say anything but congratulations, San Francisco 49ers. You were the better team yesterday. You were better. You beat us at all phases of the game, and there's no excuse. I have none. There's nothing I can say. You beat us, and you beat us good, okay? Now, as far as our Eagles go, what I can say is this. When we look and try to figure out how to be better next time, because we will play the San Francisco 49ers again. It's going to happen, okay? But in order to be better, we've got to change some things. We got to look at some of the things that we could have all been better at, or at least the team. And the first thing and the foremost thing that I have to say is the Eagles came for a football game. The 49ers came for a war, okay? I was talking about this in my live stream. Even when the Eagles were up 6-0 after the two drives, I kept saying, geez, they just don't look like they're that up for this game. They're just going through the motions. Everything just seems to be okay. And, you know, that's compounded on the fact that going into this game, the 49ers players dressed in black. They dressed in black in Philly going into the link for a funeral, for our funeral. That's what they did. They actually had the balls to come to our stadium dressed in all black. And they walked right in there for a funeral. They come out in warm-ups. They're running through the Eagles warming up, starting problems there. James Bradbury gets caught in the middle. Nobody comes rushing to help him. He's kind of by himself. But the 49ers, they come out, and that's what they do in warm-ups. Then you have them in the game. They're hitting hard, but they're finishing their hits. They're giving you a little of this, a little of that, you know what I mean, a little late pushes, and they're doing these extra things, and the Eagles are just taking it. The Eagles are just taking it. Like, the Eagles, and I know Nick Sirianni supposedly showed the things the 49ers said during the week, but it wasn't good enough. He didn't get the message. He didn't understand how bad the 49ers wanted this, how they had circled that date all off season. Okay, so right off the bat, the intensity level going in this game was different. It wasn't matching the 49ers. And the 49ers were bullying. And I was saying this in the first half, even when we were up 6-0. It feels like they're bullying us and we're just taking it. And it wasn't until the Greenlaw body slammed DeVonta Smith that the Eagles got animated, got frustrated, and went after them. And I was like saying, I'm screaming into my stream, welcome to the party. You understand now what kind of game this is. You understand what kind of fight you're in. Now you know. The damn security guard, Dom, shout out to him, legend, total legend. He had more fight than the team. And I say that, like, I say that because, man, when when you get a team that wants so bad and circled it and comes in dressed in black, they're telling you this is war. This is war. And you have to match that. The 49ers are too good not to match that. And I really felt like the Eagles didn't. And it kind of bothered me earlier in the week when A.J. Brown stood up for DEEBO Samuel. I love A.J. Brown, but he's like, oh, no, don't worry about what DEEBO says. He's a good guy. It's like, what? And then James Bradbury took the high road, which was a classic thing to do. But my thought is this. These guys are holding this back because they're going to unleash on the 49ers. They really didn't take it personal. They didn't take it personal, and I saw what Seth Joyner said about how the defensive backs of the Eagles look like they don't even want to tackle. And then I saw that Slay was kind of offended by that because he was saying, yeah, we missed tackles, but we weren't scared to tackle. You might not have been scared to tackle, Slay, but the attitude or the demeanor of the players on the field from people watching was, you guys were not into this game as much as the 49ers. I mean, I watched them push Jalen Hurts out of bounds. Nobody stuck up for him. Nobody ran over and said, why are you throwing my quarterback? There are things like that just did not make sense to me. So when you just look at this game from going and kickoff, the 49ers were telling us. They were telling us the way they came in all black. They were telling us about how they interrupted our warm-ups. And then they put DEEBO Samuel out there to return a kick. He should have let it go. He runs it out. And the reason why DEEBO ran that ball out is to make a statement. You got to take me down. You got to take me out. We're here. We're here. And the Eagles didn't match that intensity. Now, you might want to say, well, Philly, they played 3 games in 13 days. They're tired. Maybe Big Sills is right. That team's just exhausted. I don't know why they weren't ready and why they didn't match it. But I know that that's what happened. And that's how we went into that game yesterday. And that's a big disadvantage. For the 49ers to be ready, and that's a big disadvantage. And you know what? People say, well, I hate DEEBO Samuel. I can't stand him and this and that. I respect the damn guy. I respect him. Hey, you talk the talk and you walk the walk. I tip my hat to you. What can I do? What can I do? He backed it up. Now, the good thing is the Eagles learned their lesson. When they body slammed DeVonta Smith, I feel like the team got it. The problem was the defense was a mess already. The defense couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. They allowed six straight touchdown drives. I mean, I think they said hasn't been done since 1954. Okay, so it was like the Eagles came to a fight a little too late. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. That was the problem. That was the attitude that this team had going into the game. And I blame the coaching. I do. I blame the coaching. Because you should have had them ready. And playing clips of those players saying things during the week wasn't enough. You needed to have them ready, fired up going into that game. And I don't think they were. And, a lot of people are giving Jalen Carter a lot of crap because he was crying on the sideline because they were losing and his emotions were getting the best of him and people were making fun of him. I guess he got maybe a little offended. I got to tell you, I'm glad that he was emotional. He's a young kid. He's got to figure out how to keep those emotions in check and use them to his advantage. But at least he cared. At least it mattered to him. At least he was upset. I can't tell you, when I see players after a loss like that, smiling after a game, taking pictures with people, it pisses me off. It just does. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles really understood or believed the 49ers weren't playing with you. They weren't playing with you. And so now we're in a situation where we're still in first place, And we just got to win. We just got to go out and win. And we got a really tough game versus Dallas. It's going to be a tough game. Dallas is very good at home. And we got to find a way to win this game. And if we do that, we'll be right on track. We'll be fine. But if you don't do it, then you're at risk of losing that bye week. And if you look at the 49ers with their 10 days of rest, Dallas is now getting 10 days of rest. There is nobody more banged up than the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know you're going to watch all week the all-22s, and they're going to show you Morrow out of place, and they're going to show you what the defensive line didn't do here, and the offensive line didn't do here, and what Jalen Hurts didn't read here. To me, it all started with matching the intensity of the 49ers. And if we don't talk about that, then all the other stuff, to me, is a wash. They weren't ready like the 49ers were. They didn't take it the same way. Now, when the Eagles play them again, I think they will. I think they're going to remember what happened with DeVonta Smith. I think they're going to remember this beatdown. And I think the next Eagles-49ers game will not be like this. It will be much closer, okay? I still believe that this team, when they're playing at their best, is the best team in the National Football League. You know, they've done too much. They've come too far. But there's obviously they got holes, okay? How can DeAndre Swift get 6 carries in a game, and then you leave him out with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and he takes a unnecessary hit? Those starters should not have been in. The Eagles have to stop saying we want to come out and throw in the first half and then run in the second half because the analytics or whatever it is tells them to do it. You got to stop it. It's got to stop. You've got to start running the ball. You've got to start changing things up. And it's going to be interesting to see what this coaching staff does, because it's like they look at the Jets' loss, and I think they said, you know what? You know, you're not going to win them all. We'll be okay. Let's just do what we do. But it's not working. I mean, every first down play, they were talking about it on the broadcast. 49ers were covering the pass. They were not worried about the run at all. They were only playing the pass, and the Eagles would pass. The Eagles would pass the first down. So you got to fix it. As far as, like, you know, on defense, like a linebacker or something like that, I don't know what you're going to do. There's no stud linebackers to go out and get for this year. We're waiting on a Shaq Leonard decision that's coming today, so I'll probably have another video once we know what the update on that is. I'm filming this before work. But, you know, how much is he going to help you? Really, how much is he going to help you? Morrow was horrible yesterday. He looked totally lost, okay? To me, I believe that this Eagles defense has talent. I don't believe, like a lot of people, that Slay is just washed up, Bradbury's just washed up, that all these guys are just horrible. I don't believe that they put them in the best position to win. I don't believe they play to their best and to their ability. Do you remember when Morrow had his best games? What is the one thing that we remember? He had 3 sacks in one game, right? Why? Because he was attacking. They were blitzing. This team has to be an aggressor. The defense needs to learn to be an aggressor and not a reactionary defense. They have to play downhill. These players have to start playing downhill. I watch some of their blitzes. They don't even look like they feel comfortable blitzing. You know, and to me, Desai's got to start putting them in better positions. They've got to be put in better positions. If your secondary is giving up 12 of 15 passes to Brock Purdy, you got to do something to get to him. When the first 2 series they had 49ers at -6 yards, the Eagles were aggressive. Their defensive pass rush was getting to them. It was like, all right, I like the way this defense is playing. Then you get 49ers' third possession. They get a 2nd and 15 backed up at like the 5-yard line or whatever it was. And it was 2nd and 15, and the Eagles go into their soft zone again. Boom, 10 yards. So now it's going from 1st and 15 to like 2nd and 4. And after that, they didn't play the same way the rest of the game. They've got to fix that. It starts, in my opinion, with these coaches. You got problems with these coaches. They did not coach a good game. They did not have these guys ready to play. They did not have a good game plan, and they did not have these guys emotionally ready and you know, their intensity level, and they understand what this game meant to the 49ers and what they were coming in to do. And I hope that they are offended. I hope that they're pissed off about it, because I sure am. I'm sure pissed off about that performance yesterday. But I will say this. Everything is still in front of us. This is the good news. It's all in front of us. It's all in front of us. Just go win. That's all we got to do. But we got to fix some things. Those are my final thoughts on yesterday's game. I really think it starts with where the Eagles mentally were coming into that game. And you want to say, well, they're tired and all that. I accept that. Might be a possibility. I accept it. But you know what? You're not going to get any more rest this week. Dallas has got 10 days. You're coming off a regular week. You got to win. You got to win. You got to figure it out. And that's all I could say. I don't care about MVPs. I don't care about all this other stuff. That's all dressing on cake. What I care about more than anything is winning. What I care about more than anything is getting that number 1 seed. Because this team, more than any other team, needs the rest. And it's in front of us. We got to shake this off, and we got to just come back better than ever. Those are kind of my thoughts on yesterday's game, what I saw. And we'll see. Who knows? By the time I upload this, we'll probably know where Darius Leonard is. So you might have a breaking news before this video starts or something like that. We'll see. If not, I'll be back later. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Now, I want to make this clear. I went off and I said the things that were bothering me about this game and yesterday. But it's not, the sky is not falling. The sky is not falling. However, we let one get away. We let one get away that would have put us on a stranglehold in the NFC. We have to acknowledge it, and we have to move forward. I feel good about this upcoming week because this team and Jalen Hurts, I believe it's very, very hard to beat us twice. I really do. And I expect a much better game this week. With that said, Denzel Washington out.